Hello, everybody. Scully here. Hopefully, you can hear me. And thank you for tuning in to the Premium World Championship Qualifier number 31. We are in top 8 of the loser side of the bracket right here. And it looks like Lucas's hand is totally bugged out for us on stream here. Try to pop in and out. Okay, that's better. So, Overdose Ludo will win the match. Check out the bracket here. So, we have Ludo will be taking on 11. Do not know that player. And on the bottom side, we have Bobby Bodega is facing Rabbit, who will then take on Carl Waite. 222 Broken waiting in losers finals. And up on winner's side, another player that I have not heard of before, Brendig. Let's see, maybe if we have Rabbit's matches up. Okay, looks like Bobby is hosting. Bobby Bodega just topped the 2022 top 8 of the GOAT format 2022 World Championships. Rabid is a veteran player. Did not qualify for Worlds last year, but came very close, and has been grinding a lot from what I've seen. Nate said 11 is fresh IRL. Okay, you're correct, they are. Graceful Cherry opening from Rabid. Rabid opening with the Delinquent Duo. Bobby responding with the Graceful, but not going to be able to get that card advantage back through a Graceful Charity using the Warrior deck. Yeah, winner's side is just Brendig left. Burndig, rather. I believe they were on goat control, actually. Goat control or chaos control, from what I've seen. So it looks like we do have a warrior mirror here, which isn't too surprising after seeing Jonathan Labounty win Go Format Championship 19 last weekend with the warrior deck. I think a lot of players expected to see a heavy amount of warrior this week. I have not seen the Tech Faith yet today, but it is possible that it's happening. I don't know if Labounty ended up doing an interview, but he did tell me that the Faith came up a ton for him and was very successful, and it was seen on stream it working very well. Like, we saw him go first turn Trinity set the Faith. Bobby in a commanding position here. Did get duo turn 1, but has definitely turned it around. Snatch Steal in the Warrior Mirror is huge card if you can't answer it with spell and trap removal. Bobby gonna get use of their nobleman. Rabbit probably knew that was likely to happen, but I think they did have enough life points there where they could have summoned the Dawn and then passed and just taken the attacks. Because you know it's very likely your opponent has a nobleman by mid to late game in the Warrior Mirror when you haven't set anything the whole game so far. Where do you have 2,800 left, I think? So he would have taken 6 in 2000. If the audio is buggy or anything, if y'all could let me know what I need to adjust. Have not streamed. I don't think I've streamed since Worlds. Maybe I did once in between them, so it's been a bit. Yeah, so going into this, I do wonder how much these players prepared for the Warrior Mirror. Because I assumed it'd be a Warrior Festival going into this week. Alright, that should turn the music up a bit. The fuzz sound may be that my microphone is actually picking up a hum from my PC. Winner of this will face Carl, who I believe is on Chaos Turbo today. Yeah, I'll try to move the mic a little farther away from the PC, but it might be all I could do for that one. So double upstart, gonna give Rabbit a big boost of life to where they use Ring of Destruction on Breaker and are still over 8,000. Yeah, the upstarts and warrior. I get people's logic of it, but I don't know. It's so like I think being able to cut down the number of monsters in your deck is really cool when you're playing like the upstart and jars and stuff. But I agree with you, Nate, that like giving them the extra life does is kind of giving them extra turns. But in the mirror, I guess if you get to pot of greed or do it before your opponent is could be game breaking. And this Don gonna get in again. No light engrave for Bobby. And that's a good card to hit the tribe. Alright, so Rabbit only up one card right now. So still anybody's game to take control over. And has set a monster. Alright, Zambara coming in. Great in the mirror match. We'll clear the ninja. Drop down only to 1900, so Bobby will need a blade to get over this now if he wants to attack it. My guess is Rabbit set something like a spy that you wouldn't want to flip against a ninja earlier. Because if it was Magician of Faith, I think they would have grabbed their premature burial back. Alright, so this is if Rabbit plays this monster down here, it could be risky because you could be playing into a Torrential with 3 monsters on board. Yeah, jeez. Oh no, it was Cypher Soldier set. That. Oh man. That was worst case scenario there for Rabbit. And Bobby gonna Solemn here. Does Rabbit have a Solemn to answer it? No. Exile Force. Ring is gone for Rabbit already. So this Exiled will drop Bobby down to 650. Bobby is gonna ring it. This now has turned off Bobby's premature burial. A Zambara here would be game. And Blade Knight not going to be quite enough. I guess Zambara wouldn't have been quite enough either with the 50. Kaiku off the top. Big enough monster can still do it for Rabid. I'm going to just pass. What did they draw that's not even worth playing or setting? Their BLS is already gone. Do they not want to set a Dawn again? Or maybe they drew a Mobius. Well, both players down to the very end of their life. And the Spy will do it to go to game 3. Yeah, I think you had to attack there. Yeah, if they didn't use the upstart speed game already. I think they had to attack there because you're afraid of the Mobius being summoned next turn. But we will go into game 3 now. Rabid with no monster to put on board to answer the Kaiku. Here is Zambira, the beater of beat sticks, and Bobby with the widespread. Rabid with the full 5 set in the back row now. Bobby with probably plenty of monsters able to replace the Kaiku if it leaves the board here. And the 18 will drop Rabid down to 4,200. So now the question is, what monster does Bobby have set that is not worth flipping? But also probably didn't want to play another monster onto the board to run into Torrential. And this duo will even up the cards. Bobby will have 4 on his turn to Rabid's current 4. Oh wow, the premature. So Rabid gonna attack into the set. Possibly a Spy. Both players bringing in Spy for the mirror here. And Zambira cannot answer the second Spy now that it has dropped down to 1900. So Bobby gonna pass right back to Rabid. Who still has only seen 1 monster this game. Heavy Storm from Bobby. Solemn gonna counter it. Dropping Rabbit down to just to 1300 already. Exiled clears the Zambira. Spy not quite lethal, but will put Rabbit back into the danger zone that these two duelists were playing in game 2. Blade Knight attacks for lethal. Call the Haunted. Zambira gonna be big enough to block. Bobby already used Heavy, has not used any Dust Tornado or Mystical yet though. Rabbit having to decide, I was going to say, if they're going to just attack, which would leave them... So I think it would have been safer here to just attack with the Zambira to the Blade Knight, and then if that plan doesn't work, you can Snatch Steal main phase 2. And if it does work, you get to keep your Snatch Steal. But that would put Zambira down to 19 at that point, where you could lose to a Blade Knight attacking it. Oh, the Zing gonna catch 2 cards from Bobby. This could be the momentum shift that Rabbit needed. Hit the last card that Bobby had that was not affected by Zing. And now 3,200. So this would be lethal next turn. Bobby has to do something here. And taking Rabbit out of the lethal zone themselves is not what you wanted. I thought we were seeing the GG typed out, but it was enter battle phase, activate Dust Tornado, gonna destroy the Zing and turn back on the other 2 set cards. Jeez, I thought this game was about to be over. Bobby only needs to answer one of these monsters. He can take 1,600. Bobby now gonna get back the Blade Knight and it will be at 2,000. But Book is gonna save it. And the Sakaretsu clears the blade. Bobby, or Rabbit, I believe, can flip over the Blade Knight still. Unless I missed that it did declare an attack. Wow, and now Rabbit gonna clear the Warrior Lady, get the card out of Bobby's hand. "21 cards left. Still has Breaker and BLS in the deck with Light and Dark and Grave. Oh wow, the BLS was in the hand? Did Rabin get a monster for game here? They do. What a close one. So that will leave us with Rabbit versus Carl Waite. Carl's hosting up now, so I'm going to wait for that match instead of jumping around. Carl winning rock, paper, scissors, opening up, grabbing a Thunder Dragon. But only one, right? So they should. That means that they opened the double TD. You hate to see it. Unless you're Rabbit, where you're thrilled to see it. Personally, if I open the double Thunder Dragon, I do not search the one on turn 1 for it. I wait until I get like a draw card or something to use with it, instead of letting my opponent know how weak my opening hand is. It can backfire on you and you draw another Thunder Dragon the next turn, but... And this is a spot where it could backfire on you as well, because you're going to want to dump the Thunder Dragon here. And not like potentially draw it in the middle of the game later. Carl doing what they can here for what situation they ended up in. Rabbit being down to 1,000 does give the opportunity. If you looked early on, you would have thought it was going to be a blowout in Rabbit's favor, but Carl Waite persevering with the comeback. And the 90 Salem loops are going. In the 3 matches we've seen Rabbit play, they have been at extremely low life every game very early on. Upstart and pot, always a good start. The music is not Super Mario, no, it is the Sailor Moon Super Nintendo game. So Rabbit's siding in the spies. Spies with the multiple use siding in against Chaos Turbo, because if you bring in mind controls, it makes your mind controls that much better. And can wall out some of the stuff that
Yo, what's up?
Warrior sometimes brings in. Welcome everybody. Cameron, your DB judge, has joined us for commentary.
Hey, what's going on?
We are watching Carl Waite versus Rabbit for the top. I think we're in at least top eight or top four loser side bracket.
Nice, nice. Looks like Warriors doing its thing.
Yeah, it's looked like that multiple times, but I think actually Carl's deck is doing his thing even more so right now because he just resolved Pot of Greed for the second time.
Oh, this snatch over Dawn over 5. It's gonna be good. Figured Dust Tornadoes.
Snatch is probably one of the most powerful cards against Warriors.
Yeah, especially since if they have like 2 Blade Knights, it just 2 for 2 or
Like,
1 for 2s
if
them.
they don't answer with spell and trap removal, then like it's almost a guaranteed plus and just can completely shift the whole momentum of the game too.
Yeah, like, and a lot of times it'll be like such a huge swing that you force them to burn Solemn, and then that life point difference is its own huge swing, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
the
it could just completely flip the game around
yeah.
because then just getting their monster off of their side of the board to yours, like what do you do? Like Sakuretsu unit feels terrible.
Right, because then they took your monster and your back row for their
Yeah.
1 card, so it doesn't really matter. Like unless they Dust Tornado it and get their monster back, they're just losing so much out of it.
Mm-hmm. Rarely, like maybe the deck will play one Book of Moon if that. So like it comes down to like Dust and Breaker, and
Yeah,
I think that's why like the Bounty did main two Dust Tornadoes, winning the GFC last weekend. And game one was a wild one. Carl opened double Thunder Dragon and then Rabbit duoed him, and then Carl just did Sangan beatdown for so long until he got to like Pot of Greed and came back.
yeah, it's one of those things. If like the warrior player can't get their monsters going, then
It does seem like Rabbit might be playing like a very like one of the lower warrior counts. I know some people have had success with like the 11, 12 monster counts, and I'm not sure they're on that, but we've watched multiple games now where he's just been dying to draw a monster from like
you
turn
think
one
Rabbit.
on.
Yeah, you think Rabbit has a second knock here or Exile? I figure it's
I guess they're
no.
attacking.
He's just
Yeah, thinks it's a magician. Yep.
no.
Either magician or Dekochi. The spy's already gone, so I see it.
Yeah, unless this hits the pot though, he's in a bad spot
I
still.
feel like it did. No, Serpent.
Oh, ooh.
Okay, not done
Okay,
yet.
okay. Very interesting set before attacking there
Yeah, why set that duo there?
for Morphing Jar. But,
Okay.
oh no.
Does that have a target? Oh, it's the Faith. Jeez.
He's just. Rabbit's getting absolutely destroyed. So unlucky on. Oh no. It's just.
And Carl had double Night Assailant last time, but that's how he came back. Do you think when they printed Night Assailant, they just didn't think about it?
Considering that they like fixed it recently so they could unlimit him, probably it was literally an oversight.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a dust shoot here? I mean, there wouldn't be a dust shoot used before the pot, surely. But Rabbit's typing.
Type in.
Oh,
The least effective Don duo ever, yeah. It had to be up there.
like
I've had people
that should
doing
be a +2 play, but he went -1 off of it.
Yeah, like I've seen it happen with electric fire. Double electric fires is probably worse, but
Okay, swords here. It's probably. I'm going to assume this is Dekoichi. If it's another faith, then Carl is literally just too good. But this has got to be Dekoichi now. That or Song, and Storm would be great for him though.
yeah, I mean, just seeing some any removal be a breaker would be just as good even
Yeah.
at this point.
He's halfway through his deck though, so
Looks like we're having a little bit of dueling book issues. Do you think any card has been? Here are the two, I guess, that would be like the most defining of like that I think would win GOAT format over the last 5 years would be Gravekeeper Spy and Thunder Dragon.
yeah,
And
they're
they're
just
so warping.
Spy is just too much. Like, if it couldn't summon a second copy of itself, it'd be okay. Or if it had like 100 less defense or
Yeah.
0 attack or something.
I think if Spy didn't exist, we would see a meta where like Roulette Barrel found its way into more decks and stuff.
Because yeah, very possibly. Oh, Torrential here.
It's gotta be, right? The 2000 defense like is such a big deal.
Yeah, just nothing gets over it without any penalty. Like Zambira can only get over one of them. Another Thunder Dragon here.
Which does make a huge difference. That like Zambira would be able to clear just a lone like Roulette Barrel or something, whereas the Spy cannot.
Yeah.
Alright, Carl on a ton of cards. I'm gonna normal the last Spy. I think 3 Spy was definitely the right call for today with.
Yeah, I think 3 Spy is the right call anyway. It's such a good card to open and set.
Every time you cut the one, you end up like regretting it at some point during the tournament.
You always you open 2 every single match of the day.
Yeah.
But well, just outside of that in general, it's like with Tsukiyomi in deck, you know, most turbo lists are on 1 Book of Moon. I've seen some still on 2 Book of Moon. And just the fact that it's like the best one to open and set, and then if it gets knocked, then you get a bigger deck thin out of it.
I can see if you're gonna if you're gonna cut the Tsukiyomi to the side for a meta call, then going down to 2 Spies.
Softening a Spy, oh, that's
surprising, right?
That's a really gross play to have to make.
Rabbit knows he's not gonna be able to attack over it with the breaker. If he just with the swords out. If he just drew breaker, he's gonna be real sad.
Yeah. I think I would have left that for another turn. Just, I mean, it's not like it's threatening or anything right now.
They were over 8,000. It's possible they saw Carl on like Mobius or something earlier, but I haven't seen him use it to know
I doubt that. Is this one the Decoichi? No, not Assailant this time.
Man, Carl not even getting back the Serpent. Gorilla's a card that, no matter how people explain it to me, I've never been sold on.
I'm a pretty fan of Gorilla.
I get how it's better right in this spot than Zambira, but I just always think like more often than not the Zambira is going to matter more than the Gorilla. More times than it would at least. He's exiling the Blade Knight. This is the play that we saw Labounty win one of the GFC matches with, and gonna do it themselves. Wow. 2 tournaments in a row. That weird play.
That's an insane comeback. There's just...
Yeah, it was the same way when the Bounty did. He was like way behind in cards and exiled his DD Warrior Lady against Ivan to make it out of the loser side in the grand finals.
And for a perfect 4,000 too, you gotta love it.
Yeah, I think both times it was the perfect 4,000. I was like, that is crazy to see it happen 2 tournaments in a row on stream. Carl opened really well there too. That one sucks to lose that game. That's getting the rug pulled out from under your feet there.
Because you know when you're so up in a game like that, and now you have to go to a game 3 after losing that one, it's like just one false step can like turn the whole match around for you, even though you feel like you should have won the previous game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's 2 different mindsets that people go into when that kind of thing happens to them. Some are like, okay, well, I know I can win after that happened, and others will get like angry and tilted, and
Yeah. Rabbit gets pot. It's very good for him here. Gonna follow up with a knock, you think?
um, I think you break her attack. Like, it sucks if it's a spy,
Yeah. The
but
thing about knock is it's always a game of chicken in
yeah.
in this stuff because like no one wants to set the spy first in case it gets knocked. No one wants to knock first because they want to hit the spy afterwards.
The thing with
So
Chaos
then
Turbo though is like, if your spy gets knocked early, you have so many more tools.
yeah.
It's not like your magician getting knocked when you have faith in, well, you have pot in the grave.
Rabbit's still really far up here though. This is I mean a Serpent and 2 Thunder Dragons, so
Yeah,
it's 3 cards against 6.
he's got to do something though before Carl can get to a graceful or card destruction.
Yeah.
And if they just set a spy here, that's gonna. Okay.
I imagine
Carl with no spell engrave.
that's probably Serpent. Just wanting to be able to unbreak the Thunder Dragons.
So game 3 is gonna be pretty weird for these matchups because players can then start to have to like do the second and third guess of like, okay, he brings in Sakaratsus and Gorillas. Do I bring in my like anti-warrior cards back in that I
Yeah.
didn't have before? So like game 3 could always be like up in the air of what cards people are using compared to game 2. It's not automatic seeing the same side stuff. Like all of a sudden bringing in Mobius against Chaos Turbo makes sense in your head.
Yep. Figure it was DD Warrior Lady. Yep, Serpent. Carl vanishing.
No, not a,
Can't trick Rabbit that easy.
can't blame him. Some people would fall for that. You get so
This is just really rough. If there's like a Solemn here, even if he there's no back rows. Okay, so
yeah.
Carl can still top Charity or something.
Gorilla doing its
Another
job.
Gorilla.
And now we know Carl's whole hand is Thunder Dragon, Sinister Serpent.
No, the Sinister's banished to
Oh,
Kaiku.
right, it's banished, so there is a new card there.
Yeah, but it's not a back row. Otherwise, he would have said it since Storm's gone.
Storm
I assume
Dust,
it's probably a Chaos Sorcerer. Like,
Storm Dust and Heavy gone.
yeah. It may be something like Snatch, but I think he probably would have snatched the Kaiku and got rid of both. Or I guess you'd rather snatch the D Warrior to ensure it happens.
Yeah, I think going aggressive here is the right move.
Yeah.
You know Carl's hand is weak, and against
Mirror
Turbo,
Forces in the grave.
Yep, it could turn into not weak in one turn, so...
Right. With a DD Warrior, I mean, it doesn't. Even if he draws like Night Assailant or something, DD Warrior just banishes it. He's locked off of Chaos. This is actually really rough for.
Oh,
He just
Carl
doesn't
giving it
have
up. Yeah, nothing.
Dang, it's just that was insane comeback in game 2, and then just nothing to do.
So that will give us Rabid versus Ludo.
2 very strong players.
Yeah, Rabid didn't quite get to the Worlds. Probably like last year was probably like the most deserving person that didn't get to Worlds. That was like actively trying to. But
He'll do it this year.
They were coming off a pretty long hiatus last year as well. I don't even think they started playing until mid or late season either. Yeah, I think the way with like the GOAT competition is right now, like the best players can qualify for Worlds. I think similar to like the best players back in the day could always qualify for nationals, but it's not an easy thing to do. Like you're spending the year grinding for a lot of people.
Yeah. Hmm. Rabid versus Ludo. I assume Ludo's on Chaos Turbo.
I
It's
believe
gonna be
so. Yeah.
it's gonna be another of the same match for Rabid, I feel, but you never know when Chaos Turbo is just gonna do its thing. So
Do you think at this point, like the Chaos or the Warrior deck was like built specifically kind of to play against Chaos Turbo? I guess before that was kind of built to play against Go Control, but
yeah.
which deck do you think is actually favored at this point? It's pretty
Um,
even.
Game one, I feel like Warriors probably like, I don't know, 55-45. Just throw some numbers out there. Warriors probably a little favored game one, but
Yeah,
after siding, there's just
it's
no shot.
it's pretty damn close. Like whichever direction you want to go with it,
Yeah, they're
which
both.
is
I mean,
interesting for how different like the decks play and what they are like, what they do to be that close still.
I don't know. I think it kind of says something that like Warrior is built to beat Turbo and still doesn't like a good amount of the time.
Yeah, I mean the ceiling on Turbo is just nothing really compares to it other than like Reasoning Gate, right?
Yeah, but yeah. So when you combine, its ceiling and then like how consistent it gets access to everything, and just T drag Grace and
Yeah,
like deck thinning with Deco Spy, it's just
how many times it can potentially play these cards.
yeah. Yeah, if you can get a Faith Zukluk going and they don't have an Ankh, it's unbeatable. So
Yeah, like Labani won the GFC with the Magician in the main and one in the side, and I really don't expect people to like. I don't expect that to become the standard, but
no,
we saw it like do the amazing things that it can potentially do. Like in the grand finals, he opened like Graceful Charity, Magician of Faith in his Warrior deck. It does seem like those weird things do like tend to happen for like one big tournament that you wouldn't think would be like consistent. Like GFC 17 was our biggest Go format tournament since like 2005, and ton of Chaos Turbo in it, and SDL wins with one Nobleman in the main and none in the side playing Warrior.
yeah, like I don't know, it's stuff like that that like I was talking with someone earlier, and I was like, sometimes your deck just has to be a little worse for you to win the event because you got to play something that people aren't gonna be prepared for.
There's that, and then there's like I put in the thing that it's a risk, and if it works out, if I get like lucky that this worked, it's gonna give me an edge.
Yeah,
And that day you got lucky that that edge worked out, whether it's the thing that would consistently work going forward or not. It worked for that day,
yeah. I don't
and
think you
I think
can.
that's just Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think that's like any specific format. I think that's been
Yeah,
happening forever.
I feel like on a macro level, you just can't not play two Nox.
To not even side one.
Yeah, like I there are a bunch of 2005 lists that I've seen of one main, one side because Warriors were really popular back then too. But um, I've never seen someone main one and then not side the other.
Yeah, I mean back then it was Warrior was popular, but it was kind of like the mixed deck between Goat Control and Warrior.
Yeah. So they would still have like a flip you could hit with knock every once in a while, and it wouldn't
Right.
be.
Yeah. Like not Nobleman was never like a dead card. Like there was nobody going with the I'm gonna make Nobleman dead strategy that Warrior does right now.
Yeah. Have they started yet?
I don't believe so. I see Ludo hosting.
But yeah, the thing about Warrior is just like they would be a lot more favored against Turbo if like Blade Knight was 2100 or something instead of 2000. That would be the one thing that they really need. Like with Spy having 2000 defense, Blade Knight can't stop it. I mean, even Chaos Sorcerer, you book it, it has 2000 defense. Like,
Yep. I do always wonder if we'll ever see like the return of like Sparky Flary's like triple Mystic Swordsman level 2 deck.
yeah, I really like that build. It was super good for what he built it for. But
Mm-hmm.
at the present moment, I don't know. It feels like it's too easy to punish having really weak cards that are bad top decks like that right now. Because the thing about Chaos Turbo is that like I mean you have Chaos Sorcerer, you have the flips that you play are like Dekoichi, you can literally just normal summon them and
Yeah.
they're monsters. Like back when it was mostly Goat and Chaos Control, the flip monsters people were playing were like Dark Mimic level 1 because it's something you can meta and it has like no attack points. There's just nothing you can do to play around with Mystic Swordsman if you have it, and then without Chaos Sorcerer like being super consistent option, or like Thousand Eyes is really bad when you
Well,
take like Mystic
what
Swordsman with it.
what Nate just said in chat is it's be really terrible for the mirror, which is a very
Yeah,
valid
that's true.
point.
Yeah, Ludo here with his World Championship sleeves and picture of Ivan Rosito as his profile picture.
The Chaos Turbo president.
Ludo wins RPS. It's always a good sign for Chaos Turbo.
Yeah, Carl did it, but opened double Thunder Dragon, so he
Hey, but he won that
did
one.
win that duel, so it was a good sign, I guess.
Oh, all right, okay.
Here's the best. This has to be the best card you could open for his warrior, right?
Yeah, put them on like nothing.
Like,
Top decking from a start, basically. Very nice. On the other hand, the worst card to top deck against him.
yep.
I've been taking a long time with this decision.
Mike Kalish said Rush Recklessly could be cool to use for Blade Knight and Kaiku. I've tried Rush Recklessly in Warrior decks, and what happens is your opponent attacks you, and you're like, I wish this was a Widespread Ruin or a Sakuretsu Armor.
Yeah, like it's great. It's a great battle trick. It acts like a Sakuretsu if they attack into your guy. But I mean, the second they make a direct attack, it's the worst card in your deck. So
Yep. And I've tried it with like Decree builds and stuff, and I don't know. I've always wanted that card to be better than it is.
yeah,
It's like
no monster.
it's just wanting Rush Recklessly to be good is just being sad we didn't have Shrink yet.
Yeah. Shrink has like the same difficulty I found in later formats.
We
I
wish it
topped
was a
the
deep prison.
yeah, I topped the Perfect Circle YRS recently in Format Library, and I was playing Gladiator Beast. I was the only person in the tournament playing Glads because Glads in that format don't have Gazars. They don't have a Darius. It's Hofflemus, Besti, Murmillo, Secutor, Liquari. That's all they have, and Terrathnos as a fusion. And like
It's the like Shadow Imprisoning deck.
not even that, like Dark Armed isn't out yet, so you don't have to do that. I play triple pulling Rug for Ryza.
Okay. So, Sangan gonna go into 3 back row. That is the last card you want to see from Rabbit, right? For on Rabbit's side right now, like this Sangan's probably gonna get a lot of beats in if Rabbit doesn't get to a monster.
Definitely the best monster to see here is probably DD Warrior Lady or just nothing.
Yeah, like even when you have Warrior Lady there, It still feels bad to banish the Sang at that
Yeah.
point, to lose the board presence.
Okay, but as I was saying, I cut Shrink to play triple enemy controller because it was like more copies of Book of Moon, which is limited that format.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because every time I'd have Shrink and my opponent makes a direct attack, I'm like, I mean, it might save you for the turn, but it's just not deprison. It's not
Yeah.
like enemy controller at least saves you all the damage. I went for a few game shots with it, so like all like the damage set battle tricks are just very interesting card destruction set there. I don't know what's in Ludo's hand that I mean I assume there's like a snatch steal, probably. I mean, it can't be obviously not Thunder Dragons and Serpent, so
Yeah, you would think you would want the Sangan to die before you would ever consider risking your card destruction.
yeah,
Because it's not like that's even getting you around a dust shoot by setting it.
right. Maybe he just figured he doesn't even want to go for Serpent now, and he just wants to like find a valuable monster like Dekoichi.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I could see to think to set it would be because you wanted to bait a dust tornado, right?
You're right. I mean, if that was the case, then
What's
that
your other
worked.
what's your other good card you want to set? A Mirror Force, maybe?
He is going for a Serpent.
I actually think it's a really strange play to set the card destruction there. I do wonder what that line was.
I'll start here. Yeah, that might be a Sakuretsu. He might have wanted to.
Main decked because expecting the Warrior Festival.
Possibly could be Phoenix Wing. Phoenix Wing is probably more likely.
Yeah, I mean he's got the Rosito picture on. I wouldn't think you'd main deck the Sakuretsu, but you never know. I know John Wick main decked a Sakuretsu today, thinking that there'd be a lot of Warrior.
Ooh.
Huge torrential. You got a Solemnus,
Oh.
yeah.
That was a very interesting hold on the torrential.
And it was the Mirror Force, so I
Oh.
think he was trying to just bait out the Dust Tornado. But the double Solemn doesn't give a shit.
That said, I mean, he's not dead.
No, and like one card.
This Mystic Swordsman is a liability.
Yeah, one sorcerer clearing out the tribe here would be enough to swap the momentum. BLS would be game, but he didn't drop it yet, so I don't think that happened. If you have to attack with a Dekochi or Spy right here, this feels terrible. Rabbit is in a very good yet vulnerable position.
Yeah.
This game's probably going to be over in the next 2 turns, one way or another.
Absolutely. I mean, if there were a Chaos Monster in Ludo's hand, it's coming down already. I do think there's a Snatch. I think he's probably debating if he takes the... Okay. So... He was just thinking about what his suit target was going to be.
Yeah, clear the tribe, so you're still taking 2,800, leaving you at 2. You would lose to a top deck? Wow.
Ooh.
What is in their hand?
Is Rabbit good enough at this
they
game to draw a monster?
Sinister, Suki, what are the other 2 cards?
Ooh.
Ring from Rabbit's end would be game right in this
Yeah.
spot. What does Ludo have, do you think, that besides the Suki and the Sinister?
Nothing.
What I mean, what can be nothing though?
Like
Dekochi Spy,
very possibly.
a
But
Magician
I mean, like,
of Faith. I guess it's all flip effect monsters, right?
possibly.
It has to be.
Oh, there is a Chaos Monster. He had to have just drawn it.
Yeah. There's no way you risk just losing the game.
Right.
Rabbit used 2 Solemns, Dust, Trap Dust Shoot, and Mirror Force. Yeah, gonna banish that, so they're gonna just. If you have Ring, do it now.
Yeah.
And now we can set a monster. So they opted to set a monster instead of go Suki over the ninja, because doing Suki over the ninja puts you super vulnerable to literally any battle trap. If it's Mirror Force, that sucks. But even if it was Sakuretsu, that and you
Yeah.
put your sorcerer in defense, then the sorcerer loses to the ninja. So
Yeah. Like
you did not want to
you
go
just yeah.
Suki.
Well, the
Not
Mirror Force is in the grave, so
okay.
you summon the Chaos Sorcerer and attack anyway.
Yeah, so I guess they could have went attack mode. They could have tried to attack over the ninja. Then with the Suki would have been safer than I was thinking.
Going into the set here, I assume it's a spy.
I think it's Faith.
I think it's Faith.
Nope, it's Spy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess setting the Spy there does give you like
Maybe
the
maybe
bet.
there's a Nobleman hand. I didn't even think about Nobleman.
Setting the Spies gives you the best chance to not lose on the next turn. So it does make sense. Yeah, Nobleman could be in hand. That's one we didn't talk about.
It's really risky though to turn Spy to attack. Like if you want like Nobleman, Chaos Sorcerer, the Sasuke, and then like turn it to defense and turn Spies to attack, then like Sakuretsu would mean that any top deck monster just wins.
But summoning the Suki opens you up to Torrential.
Right.
So, but you could go if you risk the Torrential here. You could throw everything at this board, and it should be game as long as there's not Torrential.
Yeah. I don't think it is torrential.
I think you got a chance that it's not right. Like
I
there's
mean,
no. Oh,
he's
it's not
11
gonna
in debt.
do it.
Well, he's not taking the chance, so. I feel like by not taking a chance, I think he's given Rabbit time to draw a ring or
Yeah, I mean,
snatch or something, and
other than Torrential, what's the worst that could happen there?
yeah, there's just straight up nothing. That said, I mean, that's supposing that there's a nobleman, which there's obviously not.
No, even
Like,
if there
I don't know
wasn't
what he could be.
say there's no nobleman though, and you drop Suki here, flip flop the sorcerer, attack the sorcerer into the face down, then you have game unless it's Torrential,
Okay, it was a Kaiku.
right? Am I correct on that though? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think you should have went for it last turn.
Still just not interested in risking anything into his back row. That could be a Phoenix, and it was an MST the whole time. Yeah, I figured it was either Phoenix or a Solemn. It's just. Okay, well, Luda 100% has a game now. I mean. Oh, he doesn't because of that spy, but he does because of not banished the spy. So he does have a game now. There's no. What? Okay, yeah. Turbo did its thing against all odds.
It did the thing.
I mean, this is top 4 of a loser side.
Update there to top 4.
So is this like top 8 or is it like top 4, top 4?
We're down to the top 4. I just updated.
Okay. Okay, cool. So who's in the winner's side?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted myself. Burn Dig is on winner's side. It's his top 4. And they're on either Chaos Control or Go Control.
Hmm. Dust shoot from Rabbit. That's very nice. A lot of resurgence in flips in Warrior lately between people playing Spy in the main, LeBounty's Magician of Faith. Like, blanking knock doesn't seem to be the goal anymore, it feels like.
And I think I like it because when you play Warrior, you end up having to set a monster more than you want to anyway.
Right.
And
yeah.
or they book or Suki you and end up using their nobleman. So I don't think it's like auto win to blank their knocks. So getting a little edge by setting stuff, I think makes sense of the deck evolve in that direction.
I feel like I hate the games that I play where, like, okay, well, Turbo's doing its thing. I hate the games that I play where I'm on Warriors and I've been like, I made like an error or my opponent just really outdrew me and I'm in a bad position and I have to set a monster anyway to not die, but they have a knock they've been holding all game because the rest of my deck blanks it. So it's like, might as well just scoop and not even bother. Like,
yeah, that sucks when that happens. It's like it's like you could predict the future. It's like they definitely have a knock. Like they've been sitting on that one card all game.
I lost a game once because I sided in spies, and my opponent. I was playing normal warrior, no flips in the main or anything like that. Sided in spies, and my opponent didn't side out nobleman, and it's like, I don't know if he was just like predicting I would put in spies, or he just didn't know, or what. Like it's super infuriating when that happens.
Yeah. I've purposely like not sided out noblemans against warrior before because
because they're not gonna, like, they do things like set Dawn turn 1.
Right, exactly.
Oh, he sided out his noblemans. Looks like I'm gonna get like +2 off a Songen.
And it's like it goes up and down, but siding the spies has been popular for years at this point.
Yeah. You just can't even know what's going to be in a warrior side deck at this point. They could be on like bigger beaters for Vamir. They could be on like 6 battle traps.
It's true. It's not really the warrior side really isn't well defined. Like the bounty just won with 2 Spirit Reapers in the side deck.
Yeah.
Whereas Turbo side, like it fluctuates between like the whole deck seems like it fluctuates only like 4 to 5 cards tournament to tournament.
Yeah, I mean it's just a very streamlined deck now. People like James and Ivan, they've just been winning with it nonstop. I mean, the only thing they argue over is how many jars and solemns to play now.
It is funny to see a card like Swords Revealing Light become like a side deck staple after years of people talking about how terrible it was.
Yeah, I mean, it went from main deck staple to unplayable to now it's, if you're not playing it, you're crazy, because stalling out warriors or 3 turns is really nice. Like, 3 turns is like a ton of time to like recoup any of your lost advantage. Like, Thunder Dragon, Graceful, and Pot in your deck, I mean, you being able to set and resolve flips while they can't attack, it's just super good.
It gives you time to turn your dead cards into a winning game state.
Yeah. Is this going to be a spy? Ludo just throwing Sakus at his monsters. Ooh, the duo. I like the main phase 2 duo. Like, I worry about like if that had been. I guess he knows it. I mean, he just banishes the song, and then it's always going to be like valuable. So
Yeah.
really strong play from Rabid.
When you get the chance to make your opponent's
Yeah.
duo have less information, is usually good. So like there is an argument for either way of doing that duo there.
Yeah.
Like you could do the
Like,
duo
I
first.
mean, if you were worried about Sangen and then like Saku on the DD Warrior Lady, and then you would just have to not attack in order to use the duo there, and then he would keep the Sangen, and it would be like, it'd be pretty annoying. Like, I can see
like giving your
myself
opponent,
doing when he sees one. But
letting your opponent know as little information as you can of how the turn's gonna go before you duo
yeah,
is generally what I try to do. But
opting not to pop the DD Warrior Lady.
Rabbit down in life, but if Rabbit could keep Ludo off of a Magician of Faith for a bit,
Yeah,
they're in a
I'm
good
going
position.
I'm going to say that the card in Ludo's hand has got to be BLS or Sorcerer. I mean, the only like anything else, I think you get rid of quickly to out this DD Warrior Lady instead of trading with it. But like, because that way you just don't risk back row anymore. But could also be like Snatch. I mean, there's really anything it can be.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of ways other than Tribe to get the clean clear on a Warrior Lady.
Right, yeah. Like we just
So-
saw, everything
so I-
runs into Saku or...
Right, so, and even when it runs into a Warrior Lady, you're losing the monster, so... Yeah, it
Yeah.
must be something good in hand.
Ooh, premature for Dawn here. So he's gonna lose it anyway. Ooh, going for Vikaiku instead. Refined taste. I guess Rabid has the same read that I do on that being a Chaos Monster, because...
Do you? Because I think if I thought it was... BLS in hand, I think I'd go for the Don still.
I mean, but if you have a Kaiku up, you have other Solemn for protection, which is why I figured he did
Yeah,
that.
That's
I mean, now if he
true.
top decks Thunder Dragon, he still can't. Oh, he did. Yeah.
I mean, both Kaiku or Don makes it dead here, but...
Okay, so it's not even. It was just a back row. And it's not Snatch, obviously. That would be a clean 2-for-1.
So it's gotta be Mirror Force or Torrental then, right?
Maybe. I feel like I like Mirror Force plus a ring. If it's Mirror Force, I like Mirror Force plus a ring, because when you Mirror Force this... I mean, I would have set both together, but he's playing, not me.
I would not have attacked with both monsters into that.
Yeah.
I don't think Rabbit ran the numbers that we just ran quickly of that had to be Mirror Force or Torrental.
Right, yeah, I feel like... But I feel like if I have Mirror Force and Ring, right, at that exact moment, I want to set both, because then, like... Because if he had Mirror Forced the DD Warrior Lady and the Kaiku, he'd win right now, because he would ring the Kaiku.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Rabbit probably would not make that play into 2-back row, knowing Solemn can only stop one of them. But... Mirror Force is not going here, so...
No matter what read he thought the card was in hand when he premied the Kaiku, I think attacking into that Mirror Force was still very reckless.
Yeah. Going into defense here.
Not gonna go for the game shot. Only one Sakaretsu burn, so...
Yeah, no Mirror Force or Torrential. I mean, it's already a risky play with the Torrential, but now we know it's not there. I feel like if that was a Sakuvo, you have to do it. Otherwise, the spy on the next turn switches to attack, and you just risk like losing to that.
So you think he should have Saku'd the spy if he had it?
No. If it's Saku, I think he's fine to not. But if it's, well, yeah. If it's Saku, he should have. If it's Mirror Force, he's fine to not have done it. So now it's Warriors versus Turbo. Oh. Oh, okay.
So what are the reasons to and the reasons not to use that heavy?
I mean, it's a free +1. I mean,
sure, but it could be your game shot +1.
You're right. Yeah, like that would be a good reason to not to. Like because, I mean, if he draws a monster, which he did.
I mean, the only reason I could think to not to use it is that you're afraid they're going to top a Solemn.
Actually, I see. He wanted to be able to set his back row here and not have to use it at first opportunity.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh,
man.
Man.
To use it now if he's got it.
Yeah. This one's really to the wire. It's probably a Sakuvo, right? No. What on earth could it be?
Well, it's game one. It could be... Wow, there's the swords.
Oh, man.
Jeez, this game's going to be a nail-biter.
Oh my god. That was game 2.
Jeez. Oh, that was game 2, okay.
Same thing that happened, except, I mean, like, different comeback, but...
I'm mad we didn't get to see what that set card was.
I've been blessed the wrong person. Well, Ludo gets to go first here. Maybe he will maybe we'll see a classic Italian opening from him.
That swords felt so powerful till the second you saw
Right.
that heavy storm. I was like, wow, swords is so good. And then Rabbids like, so's heavy storm.
Not going to see any uncouth cards from Ludo this time. Is Rabbit going to clutch a game 3 after sacking the game to win 2 matches in a row?
It would actually be 3 matches in a row. He sacked the shit out of Bobby Bodega the round before Carl. Which is literally, he wrote it. He's like, those were the craziest top decks. Like, he apologized to Bobby for sacking him before the Carl match even happened.
Oh man, he's got everything right now. This is okay. Roto. I mean, he just had heavy knocked on game 3. This is. This is very classic Warrior stuff right now. Oh, and hitting the snatch, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, so Spy set could be... Wow, no hope from Spy with Exiled. Unless Ludo has Solemns we haven't seen yet, but I don't think so.
Ludo does have Solemn.
They do,
We
okay.
saw it in game 1. It got, like, MSD'd or something, though. This is... Look at this graveyard. This is Pot, Storm, Knock, Rhoda, Exile, Die. It's just such a warrior graveyard.
The deck definitely doing what it wants to do.
Yeah, I mean... The deck's doing it. I feel like we said that like 20 times this stream already, but...
Hey, we're going into what, year 24 ago? It's gonna happen. The decks have been fine-tuned to do what they want to do.
Oh, and that's lights. There is... Oh. Yeah, there's a Solemn. And is there a BLS from Rabid?
No, but hope is dwindling.
Oh man, this hope's not dwindling. Hope is gone.
Hope is in that Rabid doesn't have a Solemn and Ludo draws a Pot of Greed.
Oh man. Okay.
This is actually a real game swinging card.
I mean, Rabid probably has one Blade Knight in hand.
This might be
He didn't
better
set
than
it,
Pot.
so-
This might be better than Pot of Greed.
I think Pot into a Breaker would be better, but you know.
Sure.
Okay. If
I
I'm
would.
Rabid,
Why
I'm
did you
solving
not
that
solemn
100.
that? What the heck?
His hand has to be Blade. I mean, he didn't set it, so his hand has to be Blade Knight. But I'm solving that 100, like,
Even
every
if
day
it's
of the week.
Blade Knight, I'm Solomon it.
Yeah, like... His hand's not BLS. He was summon BLS last turn, for sure. Like, just going in.
There's no light in
'Cause he had
Ludo's
Solemn down.
grave to like.
Yeah, there's Blade Knight, yeah.
Yeah, I guess the Blade Knight's a fair argument to not do it, but. And going down to 900 or going down to 4,000 with a 900 monster on the board isn't the best feeling.
Yeah, it's...
You don't want him to go like graceful into a light and BLS
Yeah,
for
it is
game.
a little iffy. But I don't know, man. I
Yeah, right? Because it's possible. He could have went graceful, drop a light monster, summon BLS, attack Swordsman and Don for game, but
yeah.
I think not.
But yeah, there's definitely...
I think not
there's definitely
Solomon
no
was
BLS.
better, but it did feel crazy not like knowing he had Blade Knight for sure.
I mean, we knew it was Blade Knight in hand because he didn't set... He had Solemn and he didn't set his other card, so it had to be a monster. We didn't... It could be like Sasuke or something. But yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. It's something that gets over the breaker. Now he has another monster in hand. I don't know what it could be, though. Okay, so the Mirror Force is gone. No, it's not. Never mind. That was the last game. Oh, there's something like MST here. That's just complete game shot.
If he can just set something and try to attack for the 34.
Okay. He is going to do that. And it's game. Oh, there's the Graceful. Would a VLS come from it? I guess not.
Guess not.
Alright, so that is Rabid against Burnding now?
No. The 222 Broken was waiting for
Okay.
the winner of this for losers finals. So I will update this to losers finals. I don't know what Broken's on for sure, but usually it's Burn.
It'll be an interesting matchup for sure with the Solemn's running around. Solemn's a card I really like against Burn. Like people, I've played games where I I've shown people the replays. Like, you leave Solomon against Burn? Like, you're crazy. But I mean, like,
2/2/2s actually play Solomon burn in their burn deck a lot.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like,
If you
on the
don't
one hand, it
activate,
seems like you're killing yourself,
but
but like,
if you don't flip it until you're about to lose, then it's
yeah,
really good. Or if you don't flip it until it's actual game.
yeah, or if you like you storm, and then like you just Solemn whatever they chain
And the chain blocks.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it has its uses. As long as you're not like Solomon a pot of greed turn one like a fool.
Yeah, yeah. I've had people do that to me. They never win after that. But it's definitely I mean people are really afraid of that +1, so they solemn agreed. I've had people set 5 solemn pot agreed and then I storm and they just leave. Like, I don't know what's I mean, I don't know what's going through people's mind when they do stuff like that, but
What's going through their mind is there's no way they have heavy.
yeah, opening 2 1-offs, that's unheard of. It's not possible. But in my experience, it's the only thing that happens, so. Players are taking their time in between these matches.
Yeah, we are playing with open replays, so I assume they're probably using the moments they have in between to review.
Disgusting film reviewers. You gotta go in completely blind. No prep. That's how you win. So how many people entered today?
This was our largest Patreon so far with 52 entrants.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Every event's been the smallest so far since October was 32, and the last were like 40, then 50, then 52.
That's a lot of money toward the prize pool.
Yeah, no, going good this year, so exciting.
Are we going to see Rapid sack a Game 3 win for a 4th match in a row?
That'd be pretty crazy. What do you think of the Burn Warrior matchup to begin with?
I think Game 1 Burn is favored mostly because of the Solemns and like you not knowing you're against Burn until like a certain point in the game, and then you're like, oh well, you know. Um, but like it's kind of 50-50 Game 1 still. I mean, you can learn you're against Burn before you start using the Solemns, of course. Game 2, if they're on like Panda, you know, they have like Kinetic Soldier and stuff. Level Limit and Gravity Bind are really annoying for Warriors.
I think a lot of it comes down to how much impact the Mystic Swords in level 2 can do.
Yeah. But I mean, the Burn player can also just not let it get any value. Depending on how well they draw. I mean, like, the only thing it absolutely has to hit is Cyberjar. As far as, like, the panda, um, the giant rats, that stuff. It can be summoned. So,
Right.
granted, the giant rat also does not get under bind or level limit, but
Yeah, I don't have any real strong opinion on what wins that matchup.
yeah, I feel like it's just whoever's better at playing whichever deck, and like whoever's luckier. I mean, it just feels like a really, really
I think there's
50-ish
a
matchup.
lot of room for error on the burn player's side against the Warriors.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since when you don't see the battle floodgates early, like warriors can just run you down, and if
Yeah.
you don't do it right, then you just take a bunch more damage than you should.
And like you said with like the cyber jar and the rats and stuff, if you can like time perfect you're setting your cyber jar to get it to go off and get them to waste cards on the rats and even like set pandas and stuff if you have to.
Yeah.
Whereas there's only so much that the warrior can do against burn game one of how many decisions they can actually make.
Right, and all of them pretty much come down to what you're going to solve and what you're going to let go. We could all just play like Juve 89's Solemnless list with Decrease. that war that warrior deck would have a much better matchup into Burn.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so they have 3 minutes to start until they get a double game loss. Take a look at the standings for today. So Ludo will drop to 4th place. 11 here. That is, what's his name? Oh, it is escaping me. He changed his name. Someone said it before, it's just not coming to me. 6th place, Carl. 7th, Bobby Bodega. And 8th place, Lucas. I think this is probably the longest Lucas has gone into a season without that invite yet.
The game has begun.
Alright.
Lucas hasn't been playing that much, has he?
I think they entered most of the tournaments. Jeez, that started quick.
Yeah, we already have Ojama tokens, wave potion, just desserts. Why did Rabbit take 25?
Yeah. Do you want to message him?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, because the exiled he thought was on the board still?
Yeah, like you get pre-oath exiled, so unless you don't use pre-oath, which would be a little dumb against Burn.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's been corrected by our head judge, the Theodore Kingsley Griffiths.
Is that what it stands for?
I have no clue. Yeah, like I was saying, I already got the level limit on the field.
Wave motions.
Although Rabbit has the game one faith.
Oh wow, they do.
Just-
So we never saw it in all these games, the faith at all.
That's actually insane. Like, how do you keep that concealed for so long?
Wave
Is
motions.
he just playing LeBounty's list?
Maybe.
No, because he has Spies main, so LeBounty didn't. Did he?
No, I didn't even realize that Rabbit had the spies main, to be honest. But it makes sense. If you're gonna run one flip, you might as well run more than one flip, right?
Yeah, it's that was the logic James used when he like made Flip Warriors back like 2020, 2021.
Wave Motion, a
Just
card you don't see in a lot of burn decks
yeah, I think Wave
nowadays.
Motion's really good though. That card, I mean, like the problem with Wave Motion is the popularity of Phoenix Wing Windblast.
Yep,
But
that's pretty brutal on it, yeah.
outside of that, like it eats up all the removal that like would normally target your battle floodgates that get you killed.
And if it doesn't, it won you the game.
Right, yeah. Broken is seemingly down on some cards. Luckily for Burn, that doesn't mean very much, but
The rat gonna shift to defense. Yeah, and I guess Broken was trying to tell Rabbit that you don't get the priority with level limit out, but it is not the same as stumbling.
yeah, it's a continuous effect. So for example, if you summon Mobius into level limit and pop the level limit, it'll be turned to defense. But if you summon Mobius into stumbling and target the stumbling, then they call Stumbling Chainlink 1 and Mobius Chainlink 2. Mobius will not be shifted to defense. Important ruling for anyone playing against stumbling decks.
It is
And
a fun
Mobius will
card.
have to be Chainlink 2 because it's optional.
I actually did really good doing my like lab videos when I was doing the Banisher of Radiance deck with DD Survivor and Stumbling all in the same build.
Mm-hmm.
And Stumbling was like pretty surprising to me of like how much of an issue it was given my opponents.
Stumbling, the cool thing about Stumbling is that like even if they summon in defense, it's mandatory, so it triggers and it takes priority away from everything. So you can like I like playing bottomless in stumbling decks because of that. So you can bottomless a Chaos Sorcerer, it will never be able to banish your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not sure how popular like bottomless is. I mean, obviously stumbling decks really aren't popular to begin with, but
Yeah, the problem with bottomless and Go format is like it's worse. It's like worse than Widespread Ruin, so it's like the seventh pick card to put in there.
yeah.
It's just
But in
cast.
these types of decks, I mean, it. I guess one of the major things that people figure when they see stumbling is that like, oh, it's going to turn to defense anyway. I'll just run it over. So, I mean, that might be the logic behind it. I think it's good though because it's Chaos Monsters. I would at least side it for like Chaos Turbo or something if you're going to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I could see using bottomless with that, but I see people try to use bottomless in GOAT format, and I think the biggest issue with it is it's like drawing it after the cast monster is already
Yeah.
on board is so utterly bad that
Yeah, it's
just play the Widespread Ruin.
yeah, absolutely. Like the fact that you can draw the battle trap into the monster and bottomless doesn't work the same way.
Or like say you
It's
had the bottomless in your hand, but you didn't want to set yourself up to get heavied really badly, so you didn't set multiple, and then they summoned a sorcerer, and now you're looking at the bottomless in your hand. Like, there's just too many scenarios. Like, yes, it's great, it hits breaker, and it's great that it can keep their grave off light or dark potentially, but in the long run, I think getting hit by the cast monsters after you have draw it after the fact is too much of a liability.
I mean, it's not even just GOAT format. Like in Edison, every time my opponent summons Goyo, I draw the bottomless right after. Like, it's like Dueling Book is coded that like if your opponent summons Goyo, the top card of your deck changes to bottomless.
So heavy. The only chain so far is one secret barrel.
I wonder if Rabbit will add anything. He will not.
So that's a gigantic heavy storm.
2,400 damage secret barrel, but I mean at least broken on one card. He's
And now Rabbit won't lose to just a secret barrel. Because
yeah,
he lost all those cards to heavy.
yeah. If he summons like Tribe here or something and then pops these tokens, he'll be in a good spot too. Because then Just Desserts won't really do much. Like you take 900 damage to pop the tokens, but you save 1,500 from Just Desserts. It's like but you only save 600 for a barrel, so
Yeah, it does lead you open to getting Just Dessert or getting Ojama again, but then you still have the charge,
yeah.
so that's fine. The Preemie, okay, so now just for the exile too.
I guess he
I
figures
don't
he's.
I don't know about that. I'm
I mean, can he
questioning
get
this
the
heavy depending on how many back rows they set. Do you want to just lose to a panda here?
right? Like, and it's very possible that's what he has in hand. Oh well, what do you know?
Yeah, you just heavied your Mirror Force and your Solemn.
Saku? I mean, this panda's at 3,300.
This is a big misplay by Rabbit if they don't have an answer to this panda.
Yeah.
You were in no rush to heavy that. I thought they were gonna have better follow up than an exiled. Yeah,
Oh,
nope. Yeah,
man.
that heavy storm play just cost them.
He's setting up for game 2 comeback and game 3 sack.
It's the only way to do it. It's a process. So at this point, I'm still feeling. I think I agree with what you were saying. I think game 2, like Warrior really has an advantage here, but Broken might
Yeah,
have some spicy stuff at the side deck.
I don't know what spicy stuff actually does anything to Warriors, honestly. Like,
Well, the Cypher Soldiers are great if you bring in extra stall cards.
maybe like Wall Revealing. Well, Wall Revealing Light just loses the Dust Tornado super hard. So.
Yeah,
And Dust Tornado is
you gotta
definitely
worry
getting
about
sided in.
you gotta worry about the end phase zings,
Yeah. It's
and now you
it's
have to
really,
answer.
really.
Now you have to answer King Tigers most likely.
Yeah, if you can't get the Ojamas up before the Tiger, I mean, the Panda can't come down, the Rat can't come down. It's just really, really tough. If a Warrior player is sat incorrectly.
And that's one card. We were saying how like the Warriors do different things. It seems like the King Tigers become the staple in the Warrior side.
Yeah, I mean, for the past 5, 6 years, it feels like it has been just.
Well, it
I
kind of.
mean, at one
I
point
feel
we were
like
maining it, of course.
I think it bounced in and out with like a Super Priest spot for a bit, but like, and it's always been there somewhat. But people are just hard siding 3 King Tigers now.
I like two Tiger, one Astra because I
I
like the
would.
fact that Astra can deal with the goats after they've been summoned and
Yeah,
Wanker can't.
that's true. Doing the 2-in-1's not bad. But I think dedicating 3 spots to either that combination or the 3 King Tigers just once Burn became like a big deck again in 2021, I think like the Tigers just really earned their spot.
Yeah. I mean, the card's really strong. I mean, it's strong even in formats after goat. Like, it's a really neglected and disrespected card throughout history, but it's like very, very powerful in several formats.
Yeah, I think it actually was in the winner of the World Championship deck for either 2005 or 2006.
I think 2006 because 2005
05 was
was
Jar, right?
no, it was Gogan. The second place was Empty Jar.
Second
Marco.
picture, yeah. I think I think the year after with that 2006 there's the
The
King Tigers in
recruiter
the main
list.
deck. Yeah, recruit that would make sense then. Dario Longo, I think.
Yeah.
There's been multiple people that have told me that a certain band player from the community is actually Dario Longo.
I was going to say that actually. I didn't think maybe I should bring it up on stream, but I was actually going to say I'm pretty sure that I've heard that too. I don't know how true it is.
I feel like if it was true, it would have been proven at this point.
Yeah.
but
Although,
it's not
although
impossible.
he did say he was a doctor, and I looked up Dario Longo, and he's a doctor now.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
But he said he was like a psychiatrist or something, and Dario Longo is like a heart surgeon now or something. I don't know, like.
The chance it's not 0% chance that
Yeah,
it's Dario
it's not. Yeah.
Longo. Dario, if you're out there and want to clear your name that it's not you, you're more than welcome to. Both players deep in the side here. Broken knows what they're doing, and Rabbit, I guess.
Rabbit's probably still reeling from a heavy storm. Just
Yeah, that was rough. That is a get up and walk away from your computer for a minute
yeah.
when you.
I've done that in tournament matches. I've
Yeah.
made some stupid play and like lost game one, and I've just gotten up for a few minutes and like walked it off.
You know, and there's plays where like that you can see as a commentator sometimes of watching like without all the info where you're like, well, this is what's gonna happen. Where like when
Yeah.
you're playing, it's like those are the when you notice that as a player is you hit end phase and you're like, oh my god, he's gonna have this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can tell like I've been making like incredibly good reads this whole stream that I've been on, but when I'm actually in a game, I can't top a tournament to save my life apparently. So
Yeah, I'm sure a bit of nerves for Rabbit too. This is the closest they've gotten, I believe, to getting an invite. So
yeah. Okay, he got a Whopper pass here.
Whopper Jr.
I feel like I'm gonna make the soul read. This is 2 Dust Tornadoes, a Solemn, and a Rhoda, and a Kaiku in hand.
That sounds very reasonable. So does 222 have an answer for the Knife Warrior? Last will, so they cited.
Oh, is he playing
Oh,
Rescue
boy.
Cat in game 2?
Yeah, they've cited it to Rescue Cat before. 222 had 3 invites last year, I believe.
And now he must have 2 last wills.
Well, why wouldn't you just True Nade first? If you have 2
Because
last wills.
because he wanted the will to get Solemn, and then the True Nade would walk. Oh, a Zing. Oh, I see. Wait,
This is awful.
this is what?
This is bad.
I mean, okay, well, either it crashes and he gets Lily, or it Saku's and he gets Lily, but then, I mean, he's
No.
gonna Saku if...
This just went wrong.
This is not good. Like, I would definitely True Nade, and then if the True Nade gets Solemn, I'm just not gonna go
Just
for it.
pass, right? I mean, that's why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's, I guess injection's good to grab here, but. And you did drop him down to 4,000 already.
But if there's a Saku here, it's a
trap,
near
right? Like,
yeah. This is over. This is over from turn 1. Like, this is...
why didn't you True Nade first? Is my question. What you said would make sense. Like, if he wanted the last, like, no one's gonna saw him a last will.
Right, but I mean,
So,
like, sometimes,
like,
but it's
if he
a play
played-
that...
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see not using that True Nade first. Unless he like
Cylinder? I mean, Rabbit did pay 4K for Solemn. It's not technically over.
Oh, it's not over, but
Okay, this is...
that was a weird.
That's a
turn
panda.
one.
Yeah, it's just a panda.
That felt like
He's
a like mid game. I don't know what to do move that happened turn 1.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably something we were missing on it.
Okay, yeah. Cyberjar was my second guess, but I didn't think he would be so powerful as a top deck it. I shouldn't doubt Mr. Broken.
Now, do you like in that spot attacking with Blade, and if it doesn't work, then exiling?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not wasting exile there. I think the reason he did was because if it was a panda, then he wouldn't get over it with a non-boosted blade knight. So he was
Oh,
like,
okay.
screw it. You know.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no, I see that argument.
but if it's like a Songan, you're like, oh, you know.
Yeah, that sucks too. The bounty last week on stream, I think exiled Sangan like 3 times. Rosito just like, or he like, Rosito kept setting like Sangan and Sinister, and the bounty exiled it every single time. So the Wombat gonna get over the blade with the Milas.
Unless there's a Saku.
I don't think there's a Saku after he used Mirror Force. I think he's thinking about using a book. Book the Milas here.
Oh no, he's just gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
he's
they're
not
gonna die.
dying, yeah.
He has another monster in hand clearly because he didn't set. I mean, like, so he's not really concerned about losing this Blade Knight. The issue is going to be whether or not the damage he takes from this is going to actually make him lose.
Which it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but you never know. I mean, one of these sets is possibly Gravity Bind now.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a monster here and has to take his foot off the pedal, that's not good either. Yep.
Oh, he doesn't have a... What's he holding in hand? That is it BLS? Yeah, it has to be BLS. You don't have a dark.
Or Nobleman, I guess, but he would have said it, right?
Yeah, you would have set that alongside. You would have feigned your Whopper being stronger than it is.
Not having the monster here is really gonna bring 2/2/2 back in the game.
Yeah. So he gets a spy off the top. I don't know about setting spy on it. Like, I feel like in this situation, I want to just summon the spy and start hitting. You feel me? However,
yeah.
Well, another thing is like, what if Broken gets knock here, and now your BLS, if it's obviously in your hand, is dead. Whereas if you normal the spy and just attack with it, then like there's a guarantee that when it dies, you're just going to drop a BLS for game. Or maybe not for game necessarily.
Rabid maybe considering going for the end phase Dust Tornado here.
Here's Jama. Would have been good to end phase Dust that if he had.
Larry, Curly, and Mo hitting the board.
I mean, this is really tough because I mean, if these are burn traps.
Nate said probably Faith set. It could be Faith set, but I guess that would make, even though you could set Faith with no spell engrave, which I guess would make more sense than not summoning and attacking with Spy. So he did have the Dust Tornado. I would have end phased Dust Tornado.
Yeah, I would have end phased it. Oh, I guess he's trying to hit the Just Desserts here, so he's forced to chain it. But
definitely should
flipping a coin for 3. Does he think he's gonna land on his side?
Much respect to Rabbit for using the correct tokens.
He probably has them as his normal tokens in the list.
Is this just game?
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
End phase Dusting would have been like if you hit the Air Force is no good, but like if you end phase dusted any of those 3 would have been better than what just happened.
The newest one was Ojama. If you end phase dust it, then Broken has nothing.
And they will move on. Back up to Winterside to take another shot at Burndig.
Should have been. Alright, well. Rabbit will get there one day. He's come very close to his invite. He'll get it.
Yeah. I think they... Honestly, I think Rabbit, what I see them play, usually plays better than what I saw today, to be perfectly honest with you. I think they could have tightened those matches up a bit, but I think they'll get there. That heavy storm in that duel was...
Yeah, if he just held that for a little longer.
Yeah, that was kind of a throwaway the game moment. And even this one, like, it looked so heavily in Rabbit's favor until that happened. If they had hit anything else on that random dust tornado, it would have been a different story too.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had hit the, especially if he hit the desserts there, like it would have been forced to chain it for 500 instead of 2,000. It wouldn't have been game. So I mean, he would have a mirror force down, so it's like your attack's not getting through too quickly.
No, but they probably had a battle trap at least for the panda.
Yeah. I did say, I mean, for that 4,000 solemn, that's game. It doesn't matter how over the game looks. I mean, Burn gets a chance.
Someone said if he didn't heavy, he lost a barrel wave next turn. He had solemn set, so I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I get not wanting to be in that position either,
Possibly,
where you have to.
it would have been like really difficult
Are they up
to
already?
do anything. I forgot what else he had set.
Okay, they are up.
They're playing. Okay.
I mean, even if they didn't do that play, if they did that, if they just ripped the heavy there, I think even holding the preemie would have been better.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you don't lose 800 and you don't have an additional monster that boosts the panda, so you actually come back.
Right.
Burned going first. Always a good sign.
So we are in grand finals now.
Alright, Graceful. Is he on turbo or like.
He is on either goat control or chaos control.
Chaos Control is the deck where I feel like if it gets to do its thing, it's the best deck in the format, but just doesn't get.
On paper, it looks like it, right? It's like, well, this deck does
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
But
if it gets, but in practice, it just.
I think because of that, it has a lot of spots where it can be picked apart. I think he's also main deck in Decree, so
Just normal Kaiku Pass is really.
weak opening.
Yeah, like, so, I mean, what if we go Rat into Lily here? I mean, I assume it's a Rat set, then. Draw Fate, is he? How's that say? He's not main Dusty, but he just trios, okay. Have these two played in the tournament thus far?
Yeah, they Burndig sent 2-2 to losers,
I see, okay.
which I think is
So
probably
Burn
why.
knows what he's up against for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's why 2-2 is just ripping these trap cards right now as well, because they're afraid to see a Decree. What is the reason as a burn player in this spot to activate just desserts?
Jinzo, maybe?
Game 1?
I've seen crazier things.
There's no real good reason, right?
No, I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, if he's gonna heavy now too. I mean, you don't really get any value out of sending it.
Right? Like, this could have been 25.
Yeah. I mean, Burndig seems to be
It's
really punishing that.
It's weird to me to like I ask you the question because it's like 2-2-2 like has been playing burn for years at this point, so I'm like there's probably a reason, right? But I can't think of any.
Yeah, it just. I mean, like you said, if he was thinking about Decree, maybe he just.
He's still end phase it though at that point.
Yeah, and this is. All these monsters, I mean, the Spear Reaper, the Kaiku in defense, with no back row, it is really, really iffy still. Like, it doesn't matter that Broken doesn't have that many cards. I mean, ripping a panda off the top there would be Ah, yeah.
Just gonna
That's
turn
nice.
into more damage.
Quadruple the damage output from this. Is there a trap card?
With the Wicked Warrior.
I mean, a top deck panda here is still going to kill that Dragoness.
Dragoness murdered King Dragon to put on this outfit. Still no back row is crazy from
Yeah.
Burndig.
Yeah, I'm feeling like the top deck is not panda.
Two taking their time on this turn. You think they have Snatch Steal?
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
Panda.
well, I
Okay. I
guess a
mean,
panda is. Spoke too
would
soon.
assume that
I
was
don't
an
know
easy
what. I don't
drop
know how
there.
much thinking needed to be like done for that, which is why I thought, oh, it must not be panda because I think
I
that's a
could
very obvious play.
I could consider attacking the Kaiku because then you could still get damage in next turn by attacking the Dragoness. Maybe. I don't know.
But now you can get damage in by attacking the. It doesn't matter the order. I mean, like all of it, like the Kaiku, like you have to kill the Dragoness because if he has an answer to the panda, the Dragoness keeps hitting you.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas,
The other cards can help with the rest. No.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's like,
I was just
yeah,
trying
the
to come
Kaiku
up with
can't
a
ever
reason
attack right
for
now.
that to take that long.
Yeah, that's such an obvious play.
How
That's
many participants today, Viking? There was 52 today, the most we've had. Oh boy, creature swap combos.
oh. Wait, why did he turn that to attack? There's no need for that.
Yeah, there is. It has 0 attack and 1,000 defense.
Oh, that's no Jama token. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Burndig is not using the correct token.
And there's 222 with the main deck Solemns, but Burndig gonna come in with the answer for all these beasts, but he has an answer to the priority? Okay. Prio's good. Never mind. And then the
Oh,
torrential. Wow. So
I knew the second he asked for priority, I knew it was torrential.
it could have been a spicy Book of Moon.
But that's the thing. But it's still 2 cards to 1, and this level
is
limit is going to
Stifle the rat.
this level limit is going to keep Burndig off of like going for game for a while. So
Sinister meta would be really great here.
yeah, for sure. I have been playing lately. When I say lately, I mean like I don't really play like non-turbo or warrior that much now, but a go control list where I actually main level limit area B because Thousand Eyes with like a Blade Knight under it is just so stupid with level limit on the field. I play like
Yeah, I
13
mean
monsters in it. So.
that's what but I mean that's what's worked out great for JCVD's top multiple events with it. And here's the Thousand Eyes with the level limit.
Yep.
Yeah, I think JCVD got 2 invites last year with the main deck level limit go control strategy.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I've also been playing Tomatoes, and Mataza the Zapper is my technology for that deck.
And Burndig maybe with the Decree to answer the Nightmare Wheel. I actually didn't see.
I think that's an
matches.
instant flip.
They may not
I
even
feel
have
like
Decree in main. I could be totally wrong, but I think they do. If you're Burndig and you have BLS in hand, do you banish your Thousand Eyes right now?
Yes, without a doubt. Okay, that's good. That's a good card. Did he just only draw 1?
No, they drew 2. I'm sure. I'm not positive, but he must have. And the Golden Teeth. Here's the BLS, I assume. And you're right. Goodbye, Thousand Eyes.
Well, the Nightmare Wheel.
BLS
Okay.
isn't
Oh,
quite
never mind. It
that.
says when it leaves the field.
BLS isn't quite that good. Level limit meet its brother. Level limit. This is something I don't know if I've ever even seen in Go format before. 2 level limits on the field at once.
I mean, playing around Breaker MST.
I don't think it's bad. I just don't think I've seen it.
Oh yeah, like it's not very common, that's for sure. Normally, the first one gets outed, and then the second one gets drawn. Ooh.
And here
Ye-
is how much damage.
18.
I was about to say here where it would have been game if 222 had, if it was just dessert, and 22 had held out for the Reaper to use the other just dessert.
Yeah.
But good timing to use that secret there because the clock is ticking for Burndick to have the decree.
Okay, what's that trap then? Premature, if he plays it, is now offline.
And no Sinister yet either. Not even like a little weenie to be punching in on Broken here or anything. It's been pass.
Yeah.
Potential to be Ojama locked.
I think he would have been by now.
I don't know. 222 is probably trying to hold on to it till after to chain it to a decree.
There it is. Is this another? Ooh, okay. But now, if there is, let's see, that's 1625.
I bet there's a second decree. Can you activate a second decree now before Nightmare Wheel would activate?
Well, this is Burndick Stand by Face, so.
If it wasn't, though, could you?
Maybe.
What? You're the one that's supposed to know these answers, these questions.
I'm trying to think, because like never. I mean, it depends on if the Nightmare Wheel was No, because it's basically true.
TK says you could do it.
Yeah, you can. But if the Nightmare Wheel was activated and then you chained a decree, obviously you would take burn. Yeah, I was trying to. He has one turn. He has. Oh, he can't
Wow.
go.
Solemn on decree. So 222 does have to win 2 matches here, so one more jewel to reset the bracket. People like to say it's impossible to do, but we just saw the GFC last weekend. Ivan had knocked LeBounty into losers. LeBounty came back in the grand finals and reset the bracket and won the tournament. 222 may be able to do the same.
If there's any deck that can do that, it's Burn, really. Burn just has that potential to blow you out. The combo you can't really stop. So these are good odds for him to actually do it if he's intending on it. Alright, so they've started. That was a quick 3 minutes. Shining Angel. It's a card I haven't seen in a long time. At least not in a scapegoat deck.
Apologize.
Just
for
going
all
in
the-
it with a panda.
All the dog barking while gonna get back to charity. Definitely happy to see that.
Yeah, I
Apologize for all
figured.
the dog barking on stream.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, good. We got some feral cats in the neighborhood, and the dogs have been having a party, yelling at them. So we're gonna be able
Wave
to
motion and level limit.
gonna be able to charity again. Pro heavy would be pretty great here.
Flip duo, flip heavy, resolve charity. Let's see it.
That'd be broken.
Chris told me a story one time that I think he was like a regionals in actual 2005 or something, and he opened. It was like Song and Air Knight duo knock storm, and some other card, and he goes and he sets the Songen and the duo knock and the storm, and his opponent's like, nice morphing jar, idiot, and sets his whole hand. So then so then he goes duo for the last 2 cards, knock the set, flip storm, tribute summon for Air Knight.
Yeah, as long as you don't get heavied there, it's a happy day.
Yeah.
The goat control mirror match is definitely something I miss. That's the only time where you can do those kind of plays so easily.
Yeah. But on the other hand, it's like all the goat mirrors I've played recently just kind of, I don't know, maybe it's cause I was worse back then, so I felt more skilled or something. But like lately, now that I've played them, they just feel kind of like you do nothing for a little while, then someone draws better.
I don't know. I haven't played them in a long time either, so I do think people are generally better now than they were. Wow.
This is a Mobius.
And there's what you said of that Mobius ain't going to defense. And there's the duo. Wow.
Oh.
I blame you for this one. All I said was maybe a set heavy. You gave him the duo.
I've been known to speak things into existence in this game. Another Trunade. What? No,
Okay.
I guess he wanted to. But if it's book, I mean, I guess he just wanted it to not get
burned,
or not get dust tornadoed in things, or decreed.
I guess. I mean, I figure thinking I already lost at this point, so I might as well do the little moves I can.
Yeah.
Other than a Cyberjar, there's not much comeback from this spot.
Which this very well could be. We have seen him top deck with Cyberjar in several. Well.
Okay.
Is it?
Are you considering him admit defeat? Like, what is the hold up?
Okay, I thought I thought it was a panda this time.
All right, game 3. So if Burndig wins this next duel, that's it for the tournament. They'll be the winner with an invite.
Win by default.
86 seconds. If 222 can win this next duel, we will reset the bracket and go to a new 2 out of 3 match.
I was watching.
DJ said, where can I find a picture of the playmat? If you go to goformat.com, I believe the picture of the playmat is under the prizes for GFC 19. If you click on that, you'll see the new playmat, which is pretty cool. It's a Cast Sorcerer versus Blade Knight 2-player mat. Hopefully I'll have one in hand soon to show everybody, besides the sample picture.
I was watching some Gotham chess, and he was explaining a double elimination tournament that was ongoing. And he was like, this tournament structure is so crazy. I mean, I can barely wrap my head around it. Like, there's a loser's bracket, and there's a... And I'm like, dude...
It's like the simplest thing in the world.
Like, Smash Brothers, I mean,
like you
go
understand
format.
Swiss, but you don't understand double elimination.
Right? Like...
Lose twice and you're done.
And a lot of chess tournaments are round robin, too, like...
It's the most complicated.
Yeah.
Double elimination, though, is the easiest for us to run with the least amount of staff, so that's why we see it the most.
Okay, are we going to see a Mobius on the level limit here, or is he just...
Yeah, the end phase mystical is interesting, right? Didn't choose to hit the level limit. And do you think, what is 222? Are they on the rescue cat now, or the regular burn with the MST? Does that indicate anything to you?
I think they're probably on the rescue cat stuff.
It leans me to believe that as well, but
I mean, you
not a
can't tell because
guarantee.
you could just be having it for decree.
Right, that's for sure.
That said, I don't think there's like...
How much stuff are you setting if you brought in the cat stuff?
Well, not that. I think you would rather hold the MST in your hand and then like force the decree on your turn. That way you don't lose it to Mobius or something.
Yeah, I don't really get set in the decree there, or set in the MST there, regardless of which version you're on, right? Is there any real benefit to it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He just... Oh, and then I can the tribe.
The tribe to answer the rat. Burndig, seeing the cards that they want to see right now.
That's for sure.
He's
going to discard Pot of Greed here for the maximum disrespect.
Wow, dumping a breaker.
That's such a useful... Like, what else could be in his hand? That's such a useful card against.
Every time we ask this question, it's Blackluster Soldier.
So true. Next turn, he's going to pop his own faith and then summon it. Oh, this will be a fat storm.
He's gonna exile his faith, but with tribe instead, and summon BLS for game.
I feel like I hold that for the tribe attack. Not that it really matters, but it's just weird.
I can't believe he dumped the breaker.
Yeah, because now the breaker would be really, really nice. There's probably also Torrential down or something, or Solemn. I mean, I'm sure he would Solemn the breaker if he's gonna.
Yeah, I think 222 is also thinking that there's a BLS in the hand. Because otherwise you're going to Nightmare Wheel the Faith.
Ooh.
That's a cheeky
That
under gravity
could be...
bind card.
That could be Burndig's key to victory here because
could be 222's key to victory here too.
It could, but
he took that 34 so fast.
Yeah, I don't actually think he has the burn to do it though. He might. He might. Just set decree here.
Not even gonna pop the tribe. This could go either direction right now.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. So he's going to. Well, he didn't need to. I guess he just wants to reset his Nightmare Wheel. What do you think could be going on in Burndig's head right now?
Do I ram this magician into the panda to summon BLS?
Yeah, I was thinking about that exact play too, but I think that loses to so many burn cards. Obviously, though, the Nightmare Wheel is going to hit the Lily. Oh, he has book. He must have book. Or that. Oh. Then we know the sets are Nightmare Wheel and Gravity Bind, so he has no way to win. Burndig takes this.
All right, congrats to Burndig on winning their invite to the 2023 Go Farm Art World Championship. Great run from Broken as well. And thank everybody for joining us today. And our next event is on Sunday.
It was Mystic Walk. It wasn't even.
Huh, wow. Sunday, February 26th. Thank you, Cameron, for joining us. Super appreciate it. It was great to have
Absolutely.
you on. Awesome input.